Hey Chanakyans, welcome back to the video session. In this video, we are going to learn Geography of Grade 8. I hope you all are clear with the chapter 1, 2, 3, and now we are going to learn chapter 4, that is about agriculture. Before start the lesson, first let's see the topic which we are going to discuss in this video. First, introduction of agriculture, factors affecting agriculture, major crops, types of agriculture, and agricultural development. Shall we move on to the lesson? Yes. See the introduction. In this, we are going to learn about economic activities, that is, sectors in Indian economy. So, under this, there are three sectors. How many sectors? Three sectors. The first one, primary sector, and secondary sector, and the tertiary sector. So, if we take primary sector, it's all about the natural things. It's all about the natural, making the natural things. For example, agriculture, fishing, honey farms, etc. Okay, if you take the secondary sector, the activities which related to this sector is manufacturing industry. So the industries which are using the natural material as their raw materials. The third one is tertiary sector, and these activities are related to generating services. So this is only to develop the first two sectors. Okay, yes. Let's see the levels of economic activities. So if you take primary sector, they are extracting and using the natural resources of the earth. For example, the people are extracting um, coal, petroleum, etc., isn't it? And also the thing which comes under the primary sectors are fishing, wind energy, solar energy, dairy products, etc. Okay, so this, if you take the secondary sectors, the manufacturers goods using the raw materials provided by the primary sector. If you take an example, see, from the cow's milk they are making milk product, isn't it? Yes. So the milk is getting from the primary sector. Okay, they are manufacturing the dairy product from the milk which comes under the primary sector. And if you take tertiary sector, they provide services to consumer and the other sector of industry, which means, see the same example, the dairy products are reached people through the tertiary sector, which means they are providing the services by transportation. Okay, yes. See the introduction of agriculture. As we know, the agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy, isn't it? The agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy, and the word agriculture derived from the Latin word agar or agri, which means soil, and culture means cultivation. So this is together soil cultivation. Okay, and it includes, say, what are the thing they are growing in the agricultural process: crops, fruits, vegetables, flowers, etc. Okay, as there are all over the world, there are so many people are involving in agricultural activities. In that, mainly in India, second third of India's population is dependent on agriculture. Okay, let's see farm system. What is farm system? The different inputs and outputs in agriculture form a system called the farm system. Okay, see in this, the important inputs in this system are seed, fertilizers, and machinery, and the labors also. While the output of this system include crop, wool, dairy, and poultry products. What is dairy product? They are milk product. And what is poultry product? They are eggs, chicken meat, etc. Okay, yes.
Have you ever thought it is important for us to know what is agriculture? The answer is quite simple. We have to know and understand its meaning because we depend on agriculture more than we know. Agriculture not only involves the farmers, that is, the producers, but we who consume the food are also associated with agriculture as its consumers. Agriculture refers to cultivation of soil, raising livestock, production of food. It is also known as farming. Fruits and vegetables are the products of agriculture. In other words, agriculture is the source of the food that we eat. As we all know, food that we eat on it. Lowlands, such as floodplains, are usually best crops as it is easy to use machinery. Steep slopes are more likely to be used for sheep and cattle farming, whereas hill slopes are best suited for the production of tea and coffee crops. The richness of the soil is another important factor affecting agriculture. Crops grow best on rich, fertile soils, for example, alluvial soil in floodplains. Good soil consumes low quantity fertilizer and produces higher output. Labor also plays a vital role in agriculture. All farms need either human labor or machinery to do the work. Some farm types, such as sheep farming, use very little labor, whereas rice farming requires a large labor force. Capital plays a significant role in the development of agriculture. Capital is required to purchase machinery, fertilizers, pesticides, and seeds. Without plenty of capital, a farmer cannot afford modern farm technology. Market is another important economic factor in agriculture. Markets are basically the customer who buys farm produce. The distance from the market determines the cost of transport. Therefore, perishable crops such as soft fruits are grown near the market areas. The government policies also influence agricultural activities. Government may provide subsidies and loans to farmers for encouraging new farming practices, and it may also restrict the cultivation of a crop. Technological development has a great impact on agriculture. Farmers using modern farm technology get high crop yields as compared to farmers using primitive methods of farming.
Next, let's see factors affecting agriculture. So, what are the factors affecting agriculture? They are climate, relief, soil, labor, capital, market, government, technology. These are the factors affecting agriculture. While we are learning about major crops, let's discuss all these points one by one with individual crops. Okay, shall we move on to the major crops? Yes. See, in our country, day to day, the populations are increasing, isn't it? Yes. To meet that requirement of such a growing population, it is very important to um, grow a variety of crops, isn't it? Yes. The major food groups include wheat, rice, maize, and millets. These are the major food group, and fiber crops include jute and cotton, also important crops. The important beverage crops are tea and coffee. Let's recall. Major food crops are wheat, rice, maize, and millets, and the fiber crops are jute and cotton. The important beverage crops are tea and coffee. Let's see all these one by one. First, let's start with rice. This is the staple diet of the tropical and subtropical regions. It needs high temperature and high humidity and rainfall. Okay, and it grows best in alluvial clay soil which can retain water. The alluvial clay soil will be retain water, isn't it? Yes. The leading producer of rice or China, followed by India, Japan, and Sri Lanka. In favorable climate conditions like West Bengal and Bangladesh, 2 to 3 crops are grown in a year. Next, wheat. This requires a moderate temperature and rainfall. Moderate temperature and rainfall during the growing season and the bright sunshine at the time of harvest. This thrives best in well-drained loamy soil, and it grown extensively in USA, Canada, Argentina, Russia, Australia, and India, and also grown in winter in India. During the winter season, it will be grown in India. Okay. Next, millets. They are known as coarse grains. They are also known as coarse grains, and it can be grown on less fertile and sandy soil, where it will grow less fertile and sandy soil. A hardy crop that needs low rainfall and high to moderate temperature and adequate rainfall. It needs moderate temperature and adequate rainfalls, and jowar, bajra, and ragi are grown in India and also in Nigeria and China. Next, maize. This requires moderate temperature, rainfall, and lots of sunshine and water. Okay, and it drained fertile soils, where it will grow in the fertile soil, and grown in Northern America, Brazil, and China, Russia, Canada, India, and Mexico. Next, let's see cotton. It requires a high temperature and light rainfall. It is free days and bright sunshine to grow. It need free days and bright sunshine to grow, and it grows best on black and alluvial soils. Where it will grow? It will grow on black soil and alluvial soil. The leading producers of cotton are China, USA, India, Pakistan, and Brazil. The main raw materials for the cotton textile industry is the cotton. Okay, cotton is the main raw material who are involving in the textile industry process. Okay, next, jute. It is also known as the golden fiber. It grows well on alluvial soil, where it will grow well on alluvial soil, and it requires high temperature and heavy rainfall and humid climate. Sometimes it need humid climate, and it grown in the tropical areas, where it will grow in the tropical areas, and the leading producers of jute are India and Bangladesh. Next, let's see about coffee. This plant requires a warm and wet climate, and it drained loamy soil. It will be grown in loamy soil. The hill slopes are more suitable for the growth of crop. Growth of this crop. The leading producers are Brazil, followed by Colombia and India. Next, let's see tea. This is the beverage crop grown on plantations. This requires cool climate, and it is distributed high rainfall throughout the year for the growth of its tender leaves. the leaf of this tea will be very tender, isn't it? Yes. It drained loamy soils and gentle slopes. The leading producers are Kenya, India, China, Sri Lanka. They produces the best quality of tea in the world. Next, let's see the types of agriculture. See, the farming is practiced in various ways across the world, isn't it? According to their climate, according to their soil type, according to their technology, the process of agriculture will be vary, isn't it? Yes. So, in this, we can say two main classification, two main types of agriculture. They are substance farming and the commercial farming. Let's see one by one in the next. First, let's see substance farming. This refers to the traditional type of farming practiced to fulfill family needs only. So under this substance farming, they are cultivating the products only for their family needs, and this can be classified into two. They are intensive substance farming and primitive substance farming. So what is intensive substance farming? In intensive substance farming, the farmer cultivates a small plot of land using simple tools and more labors. For example, rice, wheat, maize, etc. are the main crops produced in this farming. Okay, this agriculture is prevalent in the thickly populated area of the monsoon regions of the southeast and east Asia. Next, primitive substance farming. So this is further classified into two types. They are shifting cultivation and nomadic herding forms. Okay, so under shifting cultivation, the cultivation on a particular piece of land until its productivity has been depleted is known as shifting cultivation. So which means under this agricultural process, they cultivate in a small piece of land. Okay, and it is also known as a slash and burn agriculture. Slash and burn agriculture. Next, let's see the nomadic herding farming. In this type of farming, the herdsmen move from place to place. They will move from place to place with their animal for fodder and water along defined routes. Okay. Next, let's see commercial farming. So, in commercial farming, crops are grown and animals are reared for sale in the market. Okay, for this in this farming process, they will be make the agricultural activities only for commercial purpose. For example, crops are grown and animals are grown for the sale in the market purpose. Okay, to selling purpose, they are growing the crops and the animals. Most of the work is done by machines. In this under this kind of farming, most of the works will be done by the machines. The commercial farming includes commercial grain farming, mixed farming and plantation agriculture. So first, let's see commercial grain farming. In commercial grain farming, crops are grown for commercial purpose. It will be grown for commercial purpose, and the common commercially grown grains are wheat, maize, isn't it? Yes. So a large amount of wheat and maize are produced for the commercial purpose, and the major area where commercial grain farming is practiced are temperate grassland and of North America and Europe and Asia. Okay, next, mixed farming. In mixed farming, the land is used for growing food and fodder crops and rearing livestock, which means farm, the cow farm or the poultry or etc. Okay, it is practiced in Europe, Eastern US, Argentina, Southeast Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. Next, plantation. This plantation is a type of commercial farming in which single crop of tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew, rubber, and banana or cotton is grown. Under this, these are the crops will be grown. Okay, the major plantations are found in the tropical regions of the world. The rubber in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil, tea in India and Sri Lanka are some example of plantations. Next, let's see agricultural development. It refers to the efforts made to increase farm production in order to meet the growing demand of increasing population. So as we saw, day by day there are more populations in our country. To fulfill their needs, it is much important to take effort to increase the farm production, and this can be achieved in many ways, such as by increasing the cropped area and making the use of fertilizers. Let's see farms in India and the US. With the help of a case study of two farms, that is one form India and the other form the US, we can understand about agriculture in the developing and the developed country. Okay, so this case study is given in your book, just go through it. Okay children, next let's recall the lesson. Okay children, we are learning the lesson agriculture. So what is agriculture? The word agriculture is derived from the Latin word, and which means agri or agar, which means soil. The culture means cultivation. Together, soil cultivation. And two-third of Indian population is depend on the agriculture. Okay, and the agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy. Under this agriculture, we learnt about farm system. So, what is farm system? What is farm system? A particular thing, the agricultural activities which are forming a system is called farm system, and the important input in this system are seeds, fertilizer, machinery and labor, while the output of this system include crop, whole grain and poultry products. Okay, yes. Next we learnt about the major crops. What are the major crops? Rice, wheat, millets, maize, cotton, jute, coffee and tea. So for all these major crops, we learnt about the factors which affecting the agriculture also, isn't it? Yes. And then we learnt about types of agriculture. Under this type of agriculture, we learnt two types. They are substance farming and commercial farming. The substance farming is all for their own use and for their family uses. Under this substance farming, there are two types. They are intensive substance farming and primitive substance farming. And what is commercial farming? This is the purpose of this farming is to sell the goods, sell the product which is cultivated in the farm. Okay, so after that we learned about the agricultural development. What are they? It referred to the effects made to increase farm production in order to meet the growing demands of increasing population. Okay, and this can be achieved in many ways, such as by increasing the cropped area and making the use of fertilizer. Okay, so after this, under this, we learnt about two case studies about farming in India and also farming in the US. Okay, these are all about the agriculture. Okay, okay, children, we came to the end. Before wind up the session, let me tell you the work what you have to do. And in this lesson you are going to complete all the 1 marks from your book back exercise, and also try to form some objective type questions. Okay, this is what your homework. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.